Welcome back, dear viewers. You're still watching the Breakfast Show live on Nile TV International. It's now time for our second segment in today's episode, and we're going to be talking about international tourism exhibitions and its impact on promoting the tourism in the country. And to shed more light on this topic, we're most delighted to be joined over the phone by Mr. Elhamy Zayat, tourism expert. A very good morning, Mr. Elhamy, and Ramadan Kareem to you.
Good morning. Thank you very much.
Mr. Elhamy, first of all, if you can tell us about the importance of foreign exhibitions held in Egypt to promote ancient Egyptian civilization and the country's unique treasures.
Absolutely. This is, I think, the most ancient in a way. This is the oldest way of promoting tourism, and still it's the most effective way until today. Because meeting on the internet, there have been trials. It doesn't give the same effect. Why? Because the client, who is a potential bringing source of business for Egypt, does not have the chance to ask questions, to see the reaction, and to see face-to-face. It's very important, the eye contact in this case. And choosing Brazil as a point is extremely important. Number one, it's part of the BRICS, as we know. Number two, it is a very big country, 240 million. Number three, the people who have money, and there are quite few, they do travel. And number four is now there are many airlines that service Egypt from Brazil via different destinations, via Dubai, via Qatar, via South Africa, via Paris, via London. So it's accessible to Egyptians, to foreigners, I mean to Brazilians. It's reasonably priced. And we have the frequency of the airline, very frequent, it's almost daily from everywhere. And sometimes it's twice daily, like in Brazil to Paris, we have twice daily flights. So it's important that we be there and promote Egypt. Secondly, this exhibition specifically is attended by most of the South American people. I mean, Peru, you have of course, Argentina, and you have Chile. These are the most important travelers to Egypt from this region. And it's very important to be there to try and talk to them face-to-face. So I think this is the right step, and I see to the contrary, we have to increase our presence on such occasions.
Mr. Elhamy, also to what extent can these exhibitions have a direct impact on the influx in the number of tourists visiting the country?
It has definitely a very important, I stress it, impact on the number of tourists visiting Egypt. But from this part of the world specifically, it has another very important impact. Is that people who come to Egypt from this region, I mean South American clients, they are very big spenders. They are very big spenders by nature. Plus, they do the classic tourism. They go to Cairo, Luxor, Aswan. They don't go to Hurghada or Sharm el-Sheikh or Marsa Alam. They go basically to the classical Egypt. This is their main interest. Very, very few would go to Hurghada as an extension for 2 nights. But the majority, it's classical tourism, and we know classical tourism is very important for revenues because the people have time in the evening. They don't come on an all-inclusive basis. They come and stay in a hotel, and they use a guide. They pay entrance fees to the monument, and they use a bus driver or a car driver or a taxi driver. So all these are new jobs jobs created. And over and above, they have free time in the evening so they can go shopping. They are not restricted to the hotel like the people going to Hurghada or Sharm on an all-inclusive basis. So definitely from the point of view of numbers, from the point of view of income, they are excellent tourists for Egypt.
Also, Mr. Elhamy, if you can walk us through the main outcomes that Egypt can gain from holding such an exhibition on the cultural aspect.
Yes, because we know for a while we had a big rush on Hurghada, Sharm el-Sheikh, and we were lacking cultural tourism. Now we have all the reasons to attack this type of business because we have new things to see. The new civilization museum, if you have seen it, it's outstanding. And so it's an added product to the cultural tourism. Cultural tourism was basically the west side of Cairo and possibly the citadel. But now we have also the Museum of Civilization, which means what? It means adding sometimes an extra day to see it and to see the eastern part of Cairo. So it's important to shed light on all this because I always look at tourism in two things. The equation is revenue and numbers, and this provides both. So we have to look at it very seriously. And I mean, we should not, the professional, like, should not be content with just going to the to attend the show, but also they have to continue by visiting the very good clients once they are there.
Indeed, Mr. Elhamy Zayat, tourism expert, we really appreciate your insight and thank you so much for being with us on The Breakfast Show. And
Thank
dear viewers, by this, we come to the end of today's episode of The Breakfast Show. You were in the company of myself, Karim Gamaluddin, and my colleague Dina Hussein. Until we meet again, this is goodbye.